on other commodities. Most Cameroonians are complaining of the high cost of living as a result of these 2 months after. TICO. The TICO Council realizes the sum of 1.3 billion CFA francs as revenue collection in the 2023 administrative accounts, as realization rate stands at 73%, with an increase of 8% to that of 2022. Those were major top stories. Good evening to you all. You are welcome to High Prime of Tuesday, the 9th of April 2024. We start off with one of our stories. As we did mention earlier on, street children in the southwest and northwest region are increasingly jam-packed the streets of those two restive regions. In the upcoming reports, Alice Lekeliengu Ikome deaths why children who are supposed to be in school are now parading themselves across major streets in the towns of Boya, Kumba, Bamenda, and other parts of these two Anglo-Saxon regions of the country. Alice?
Under normal circumstances, children of school-going age are supposed to be in the classroom learning and planning for the future. In the northwest and southwest regions of Cameroon, poverty has driven many children to start hawking in the streets and markets. Children hawking in the market are even more than the traders. Some of these children hold it that they hawk because they wish to support their parents to pay their school fees, while some of these children have dropped out of school and hawking has become their new lifestyle. According to the law, every child has a right to education, and it is the responsibility of their parents to see that this law is met in the life of their children. The present Anglophone crisis has even left some parents jobless and some out of business, forcing these children to go to the streets. That notwithstanding, child protection officials in Cameroon continue to condemn such acts, and at times these children caught and their parents requested to answer to the law.
On to something else. Yesterday was commemorated in Cameroon and around the globe as World Health Day, a day set aside by the World Health Organization to bring out the necessity of a healthy environment and free pollution situation for all in order for humanity to have a good health system. The day was commemorated in Cameroon and around the world on the theme "My Health, My Rights," that seeks to address on the necessity of people's health and rights towards living. As our reporter Aisha Mbang tells us more.
As countries across the globe marks World Health Day today, April 8, 2024, the World Health Organization (WHO) has highlighted air pollution as a top danger. With the World Health Day theme this year being "My Health, My Rights," it aims to raise awareness about health and well-being, especially with regards to priority areas like air pollution.
As we celebrate the World Health Day, we should also pay attention to the risks that air pollution imposes on people's health. According to the World Health Organization, the air pollution kills an estimated 7 million people worldwide every year. Its consequences for the health include respiratory and infectious diseases such as COVID-19, heart diseases, stroke, and lung cancer. It can also exacerbate other underlying health conditions. Women, children, and the elderly are most vulnerable to the negative effects of pollution. In Kyrgyzstan, air pollution is a firm public health issue, especially in the urban centers, where many people try to move from across their country with a hope for a better life without knowing the risks they get, especially there where urbanization is rapid and unregulated.
But at the Dandora dump site on the outskirts of the Kenyan capital Nairobi, toxic fumes from burning waste does not stop people from scavenging there for anything that might be worth selling. Toxic fumes from dump sites are not the only issue. Pollution from heavy traffic in the capital and other major cities is also to be blamed for respiratory problems in Kenya. Experts like Dr. Videlis Duba of the Kenyan Medical Research Institute Center for Respiratory Diseases research argues that government needs to be more involved in achieving good health care for its citizens.
People living in these settlements are forced to use low-quality coal, tires, or even textiles as fuel for residential heating. The challenges linked with the air pollution can be best addressed at the local level. Hence, we need to scale up municipal planning that is informed by evidence, raise awareness, and build capacities of local stakeholders, and ensure an inclusive urban development plan effectively protects and promotes the rights of all residents.
It is fantastic that the World Health Organization is advocating for access to health, universal access to health, has identified air pollution as a major driver of ill health. But this requires a lot of regulation and backing from governments. So commitment to invest in health infrastructure, what we call health systems thinking and health systems strengthening, to bring so many resources together to try and create proper access to care for especially poor populations. There is an initiative that is going on to move women from cooking with charcoal and firewood in Kenya to try and use cleaner fuels.
Dr. Eunice Omesa, a technical officer at WHO, says pollutants in the environment affect the respiratory system and believes World Health Day is the ideal moment to call for action. But the hope of clean air seems a long way off for the people who rely on pickings from the Dandora dump sites for their survival.
On to Mamfe town in the southwest region, where the Council of Mamfe has launched the Labour Cup to the build-up of the 138th International Labour Day or May Day celebrations that will be coming up on the 1st of May 2024. The cup that was launched by the Mayor of Mamfe Council, Robinson Tabenchong, at the Mamfe Municipal Stadium over there in Mamfe town, was one that brought together the forces of law and order and some syndicates, various syndicates in the town of Mamfe, to compete for the cup as a way to making sure that both the civilian and military population are free despite the odds that is happening in that part of the nation. More with our reporter on that story.
The 2024 edition of the Labour Cup kicks off in Mamfe last Sunday, the 7th of April 2024 at the Mamfe Municipal Stadium. The tournament, that is an initiative of the Mamfe Council, is in line with the 138th edition of the International May Day or Labour Day celebration that will be celebrated on the 1st of May, as some native of the area call for divine guidance to the different administrators.
The hand of God, make it be for the mayor of Mamfe Central. The hand of God, make it be for Papa SDO. The hand of God, make it be for our defense forces and the population. This football tournament where it take place now, where the first deputy mayor don't take kick off. It shows military and civilian are one.
With this football game between the civilian population and the military authorities, it is a way of encouraging the finesse that exists between the two different entities.
If we get Bakassi crisis, we contribute money, we support military. Military bring we victory. There is no man in family when military not there. We be connected by marriage. We go to the same church. We buy from the same market. We play for the same football field. What did happen here today? So what did happen here today? Now a strong confidence building measure. Population don't talk outside. If man don't play where he goes, he will not play where he come out. They don't go back to say that their security, their safety, their well-being. It be for hand for civilians. They will live together. And at the back same at picking them and Gino brother when they never bush. When I lay down our weapons, come back home. When our friends when they don't surrender, nothing about do them. We don't want to make una die. And
With the closure of the football tournament, the different Mamfe denizens all promise to work as one people when it comes to the development and peace of the town and the division of Manu at large.
From Mamfe, we move on to TICO, where the TICO Council has realized a sum of 1.3 billion CFA francs as revenue collection for the 2023 administrative account. This was during an ordinary council session that took place over there at the TICO Council in the Southwest region. The figure that stands at some 73 realization rate have a remarkable increase of 8% to that of 2022. Javi Keti sat and analyzed this upcoming paper.
Councillors of the TICO municipality in the Southwest region have met in their first ordinary session to examine and adopt the 2023 Administrative Management and Stores Management Account. The session held on Friday, April 5 at the TICO Council Hall, supervised by the State Representative, the Senior Divisional Officer for FACO, Viang Mekala. During the come-together, it was revealed that the 2023 administrative account has recorded the highest revenue collected in the history of the Council, a revenue of 1,370,726 francs, giving a 73% realization with an increase of 8% from 2022's account. This makes the mandate of Mayor Peter Mesoso a historic one.
That gives me the opportunity to think that the councillors, the staffs, all those who put hands on deck to realize this particular 8% increase, have proven the difference and given the conviction that truly our mandate has been the best. There is also a kind of guarantee to assure the population on another mandate.
The mayor also revealed that the efforts of the council has led to the realization of some key projects in the municipality.
Project realized in 2023, I want to say there are many, they are in quantums. How do I start naming them? Is it the almighty Mutengene Water Project? Is it the tarring of roads leading from Boya Road to Kalik Primary School, entering through Bingo Junction? Is it that one? Is it the health center in Mutengene and its equipment? Which one do I have to say? Is it the bridge that we have built in Likumba and the pavement work that is ongoing? Is it the youth multipurpose center? What should I tell you?
After the adoption of the 2023 administrative account, the session concluded with the recognition of some meritorious staffs of the council who have been instrumental.
You are watching High Prime and we are coming to you live from our main studio here in High Television. We take you to the Southwest region where locally produced commodities are having a remarkable price increase in that part of Cameroon despite the odds and stipulation from the Minister of Trade Lugmaragwa Baraga at Tanganang stipulating on the certain prices of certain commodities to have a stabilized price, but that of the region of the Southwest has not seen that to come to realization. This has prompted locals in that part of Cameroon to be facing tough time despite the inflation and economic meltdown in that the nation Cameroon is facing. Alice Mikelem will come in. Tell us more.
At first, the sum of 10,000 CFA francs had a lot of meaning and could be used to buy foodstuff and cook a whole family meal twice. Inflationary pressure on food and non-food products have intensified in Cameroon since the start of the Ukraine war. The prices keeps going up and an average Cameroonian is caught in the web, struggling to squeeze water from the rock. The production and cultivation of food products in the southwest and northwest regions of Cameroon is a common activity as most of the population is made up of farmers. But due to the increase of prices of other products like fuel, oil, gas, farming tools and chemicals, increase of transportation from farm to the markets, the prices of these locally produced commodities are very high.
But this oil now is kind of changing due to persistent increase, like there's inflation in the business. There'll be inflation, there'll be deflation, so the thing is just confusing someone when go to the company, like they don't have specific price. Due to transportation fare, it's like difficult, it's very, very difficult because when they come like that, we need to pay them. even if there's inflation in the business, we need to still pay them, you get it. And due to this retailer, those who buy in smaller quantity, when they come like that, argument, a lot of argument when they say, oh, how much is 1 liter? At times 1.4, 1.3, 2,000, 1.9. So it's confusing them. Them themselves, they are really tired.
The common man is crying. The vulnerable are suffering. It is high time for the powers that be look into the price hike phenomenon in Cameroon.
On to agriculture, the Minister of Agriculture and Rural Development, Gabriel Bairobi, has launched the 2024 planting season for the seven southern regions of Cameroon in the locality of Puma at the administrative headquarters of the Senegal Maritime Division of the Littoral Region, where he equally gave some farming inputs to certain farmers who answered present for the planting season for the seven southern regions of the country. More in this upcoming report.
The 2024 farming season for the 7 regions of Cameroon was launched over the weekend in the town of Puma, the administrative headquarters of the Senegal Maritime Division of the Littoral Region, by the Minister of Agriculture and Rural Development, Gabriel Bairobi. The planting season that is taking place amidst the country's import substitution policy enacted by President Paul Biya in 2021 is one that is giving more preference to producing what that is consumed in Cameroon and vice versa. During the special event, the Minister of Agriculture on his part donated farm inputs such as fertilizers, fungicides, farm equipment and others in a way to boost productivity in the 7 southern regions of the country. The farmers from the small, medium and large-scale farming mechanism were all encouraged to delve more in adequate farming mechanism in order to fit the country's growing population, extending the same move towards other countries in the continent of Africa and others, in order for subsistence and mechanized agriculture to strive vis-a-vis that in Cameroon.
Passengers and drivers in the southwest region are complaining following the recent increase of transportation fare by the Minister of Trade, Luke Magua at Tanganang. This, according to them, has had a huge toll on how they go about with their daily businesses. As such, it has prompted some of them to get into diverse income generating activity. As Alice Lekelengwe now reports.
The daytime regulation raises the daytime taxi fare from 300 francs CFA to 350 CFA francs, while the nighttime raise will go from 350 to 400 CFA francs. Raises daytime drop-off charges has been raised from 2,500 to 3,000 and nighttime rate charges from 3,000 to 3,500 CFA francs. This new regulation was signed by Cameroon's Minister of Commerce, Luke Magua Barga Atangana, on February 3, 2024. Ever since then, the living condition of some Cameroonians has dropped, given the fact that their expenditure rate has increased drastically. In Boya, some taxi drivers are considering the plea of passengers, while others use the excuse of no coin available to exploit passengers. At the end of the day, the population is left to suffer, bearing and paying for consequences resulted from an action they know nothing about. On the other hand, the drivers also have their own side of the story.
I'm a taxi driver in Boya. I've been in taxi work for almost 19 years today. Yeah, in some situation you find drivers fighting with passengers. You find passengers fighting taxi drivers. When the driver insists that he doesn't have coins, the passenger will start insulting the driver. So that's where the problems always come. And I'm not saying this because I'm favoring the taxi drivers. The taxi drivers also, we the taxi driver, we also have our own problems. There are sometimes when you are driving, maybe that's the reason why they say if you have any problem that is disturbing you, don't drive. If you take alcohol, don't drive. don't drive. If you are tired, don't drive. Or you have so many things in your mind, don't drive, because sometimes the passenger will stop you and say, I'm going up this way. I have 500 francs. Maybe you were thinking of different things. You didn't even get what he or she said to you. There you arrive there, when she said, I told you that I have it, you begin to argue. That's where the problems always come.
It is hoped that both drivers and passengers come to an understanding and accept to cooperate under the regulations put in place by the government.
On to sports now, where the Ministry of Sport has now finalized details and the signing of the new coach for the Indomitable Lions for Cameroon, the Belgian tactician Mark Brace, alongside some other subordinates of his who were recently appointed by the Ministry of Sports and Physical Education. The signing ceremony took place over there at the conference hall of the Ministry of Sport and Physical Education in the absence of the Football Federation FA President Samuel Eto'o, who couldn't make it due to the demise of his late dad, as we have reports in this paper.
Appointed on April 2nd, 2024 by the Minister of Sport and Physical Education, Narcisse Mole Kombi, Mark Brace, who has no African experience, landed yesterday at the Yaoundé Simalène International Airport. The Belgian coach, today alongside his other technical staff, all answered present at the Minister's office, as they have equally signed their contract. Among other invitees, the president of the FECAFOOT Bureau, Samuel Eto'o, was absent. This is because, according to a report circulating on social media, he was only invited 2 hours after the ceremony had started, in request saying that he traveled in preparation of his father's burial. It should be reminded that FECAFOOT Executive Committee equally sat down some days back in relation to the controversies surrounding the new coach to appoint a new coach within 72 hours. No result yet has been yielded from this particular ultimatum from the Executive Committee. Next big question is, how will Mark Brace work smoothly when the FA of the country does not recognize him? Upon arrival, Mark Brace said he is anxious to start this new assignment as head coach of the Indomitable Lions of Cameroon, and his first assignment comes up on June 3rd ahead of the World Cup qualifier. Will Cameroon Football Federation bow to the minister's orders, or will the invisible fight continue? Mark Brace will equally head the national team for 2.5 years renewable. The first phase result of the Southwest Region preliminary rounds of the Cup of Cameroon stands as follows. The second phase draws have been scheduled for tomorrow, Tuesday, April 9, 2024 at the Southwest Regional Bureau. To the 2023-2024 playoffs, PWG of Bamenda fails to defeat her opponents as she ends up picking up a 0-0 tie. Just like PWG of Bamenda, Bafokeng United, after 5 games played, have only picked up 1 point since their participation in the playoff for the MTN Elite 2 Championship. Meanwhile, the boys of David Paku were equally defeated by Gazelle 2-1, securing her first 3 points of the championship. And the second game of the day saw Young Sports Academy split points with Cotton Sport of Garoua, defending champions. And this automatically means that Yosa remains at the helm of this particular classification after the split points. Meanwhile, tomorrow fixtures will see at the MTN Elite 1 Championship, we'll see Dinamo Abdouala clash against Colombe Sportif of Nja and Lego at exactly 4 p.m. Meanwhile, 2 p.m. it's going to be Victoria United against Canon Sportif of Yaoundé.